Hello, and welcome back to Galactic Reviews.
Hey!
Now, Ethan, shut the frick up. You remember the couple videos that we did a while ago?
Yeah,
One about the guy that essentially is your next stage in evolution according to Pokemon. Well,
yeah. I'm a Tepig. I'm gonna become whatever the next Tepig thing
yeah,
is.
yeah. Uh so you remember that one thing where he was talking on when he was playing a video game and he got said, "You're a dude," and then it turns out she was a clone of a man. Okay. Well, this is the aftermath of that. Okay. You want to see this?
Oh no.
I just want to
Sure.
say something to you, Bethesda. Just want to say a little something. There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off. Fuck that. Bethesda. There is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself. Think, oh my god, just think of this world. Just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And you know, I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're boring! We're so fucking boring! We can't see past our own fucking reflection! That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda Western Game Company. Fuck your immersion. Fuck you having a good time. Fuck you falling into a world and just getting lost. No, no, no. Current fucking day. Fuck off. You're boring. You're fucking dull. You have nothing to say. You are a one-hived mind twat waffle. That's all you fucking are. And you wonder why people are getting so fucking sick and tired. You take everything we love, all our immersions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, fucking crap ideology into everything, every single solitary fucking thing.
If you can't tell, he was
My favorite
pissed.
part was twat. My favorite part was twat waffle.
I had a feeling it would be, man. So if you need any more,
Freaking twat waffle.
if you need any more, context for this, there's another video I can show you later on. But it is essentially just he's essentially played this game for like 6 hours, and almost every other turn he goes through, it's pronouns or with like wanting to get pronouns or current ideology where it's woke ideology where all kinds of stuff just keeps happening. And that apparently that rant went viral. So but yeah,
It should be it. Like,
yeah, if you want me to, I can show you. There's this other guy that goes through it.
you can show me the 6-hour video where he's actually playing the game.
No, somebody trimmed it down. Somebody trimmed it down. I'm not gonna put you through all that. But somebody did trim it down so that way, like
Oh,
you got the whole
30
you can
minutes.
get the
Oh,
whole
thank God.
context. No, like 10 minutes.
That was so funny.
So
I
like,
was just like,
but yeah,
you
essentially
twat waffle.
Yeah, he's been playing this game for 6 hours and he's just been fed up.
That's a waste
that
of
was just the
6 hours,
straw that
dude.
hit the camel's back was the I'm a clone of a man, essentially. So here, I got the 10-minute video. We'll get to the I'll stop at the part where he starts screaming because that'll be funny. But
What? What? Him?
this is another guy watching his stuff as well. So
I love ads.
reactions.
Okay. Bethesda, I'm going to say something to you. You should fucking listen. If you want to play pick your pronouns, then you should have an option to not enter pronoun.
Yes, agreed 100%. The fact that they force you to do it is the problem. They're forcing you to do it.
Listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier.
Yes.
So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there.
You're a dude.
My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance.
Uh-huh.
The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place.
Yeah.
I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the
You can
UC
just tell he
Navy.
died.
They called him Ve Victus. Woe to the defeated in Old Earth Latin.
He's
Title
done.
he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the
So
UC military for
stupid.
generations.
Az is dead. He's done. He's so done. He's just gonna sit there. He's like, I don't care. I'm just gonna go to sleep right now. I need him to pick option 4. I haven't seen this yet.
You're a
Please.
clone of a man.
Okay?
How's that work? You see that fourth option, bro?
Dude, what did you say? Oh, look. You're a clone of a man? How does that work?
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world.
So you're not a clone. This is actually gene splicing that you're talking about. Oh, just off. Seriously, just off. It's infected everywhere.
Nerves kicking in.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Oh, I've still got to talk to them to finish the.
Before we get up there,
What?
there's something else I thought you should know.
You're
My
a
relationship
double
with the
dude.
UC. It's
You're a double
more
dude with.
complicated.
You've been there, man, where you have to go back and talk to that same
You're
person.
him Amin with
actually
a
the only reason I'm here in the
20,000
first place.
ADR says Space Dylan
I-
Mulberry. Yes.
I'm a clone.
Ethan, you've been there, right? Where you have to go back and talk to a person that you already talked to, but you gotta sit through that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, imagine that, but with woke ideology in it.
Of a man
Oh,
named Frank,
God.
Oh,
That's what this guy's going
one-time
through.
Fleet admiral of the
Ah,
I have to
Cringe.
go through this again.
former head of the UC Navy.
I have to go through this
They
again.
called him Ve Victus.
Whoa, did they call them they Victus? They Victus. They them Victus?
Title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation.
Some
of
days I
military
really miss
minds
alcohol. I
from one of their
really
most
miss. I
respected
really do miss
tacticians.
alcohol and abusing
Secure the
drugs. Some
leadership
days.
of the
I think today's one of them.
generations to
But
come.
today's one of them. There's something you should know about me. I have a massive car. I don't want to blow your ego up. I think you're fucking mental. I'm more interested in what this has to do with us addressing the
getting there.
cabinet. I don't give a
The man I was
about
cloned
your
from, my
pronouns
father,
or who you
was
identify
executed for
as.
acts he committed during
Just
the
give
war.
me my space
The man
money
caused a
and
lot
my
of death
space
on both
experience.
sides. I just wanted you
He's
to
getting
confirm
more
that.
and more pissed.
Whatever you say, buddy. Pal, chum, mate.
So your help means a lot more than I figured you might realize.
Well, my help
Just-
might dry up real quick, buddy. I didn't come on to this person. There's been no sexual shenanigans with this person.
Thought you ought to know.
I just thought I would say
You
the
know,
most
while we've got a
ridiculous
second,
thing
was
when they
there
said,
anything
there's
else you
something I
needed
need
to
to tell
discuss?
you. And
know you
obviously
got
being a
dropped into
clear
the middle of this
female,
pretty
I
fast.
just joked, you're a
Or
dude.
if you've
And
got
then they went
any
to tell me
last-minute
that they
business
are
to
a
attend to,
clone
now might
of
be
a
good time.
dude.
No telling how long the cabinet's going to keep us waiting out here.
I don't have any questions. No.
Then I guess it's just a
Don't
matter
care.
The part he bursts is the part where he bursts is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Everything's getting everything is gender ambiguous. I'll just fuck off. I like women. I like my women to be women, right? You know, the old-fashioned women with breasts and vagina, not cocks and fucking hairy chests and beards. You know, Jesus, ESG, fucking hell.
So about 30 minutes from here is where his rant comes into play. And so that kind of gives you a lot more context as to what led to this moment that so many people are taking out of complete context. Because that's fine. I mean, it's what the internet does. I've done it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing per se. I mean, we've all taken things out of context. And we've reacted to clips out of context. 100%. There's nothing like inherently wrong with that. It's the nature of the internet. But it's nice to have that further context. Even without the context, his rant still 100% on point and makes complete sense for anybody with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense. But when you add the further context to it, it just makes even more sense. You know what I mean? Essentially, what this is, what as his rant is the Lord of the Rings theatrical cut. And now with the added context, we have the extended editions of the Lord of the Rings. It just makes the already great thing even greater. That is what we are dealing with right here.
I get what he was saying. I don't know if that was the right analogy.
Chief Diplomat.
Well, I'm worried about having an affair because I'm worried that the person I'm going to have an affair with might not, you know, might be more than meets the eye. You know what I'm saying?
I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. You do know what the archives are, correct?
As is just done.
Sorry, what did you say? I wasn't listening. You're whammon. Let's pretend that I don't have the site. No, I don't care. No, I'm going to play along.
Someone paid attention in current events.
No, I just don't care.
So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories.
Hey, do you know what I love? Hey, Bethesda.
Freestar Collective and House
Bethesda.
Faroon.
Oi, cow,
No.
shut your f***ing cake hole. Hey, Bethesda, I just want to say something to you. Bethesda, I just want to say something.
This
to you,
is where he
Bethesda.
gets
Just
pissed
wanna
off.
say
You
a
want to keep watching?
little something. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more
Okay.
than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my God, just think of this world, just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited.
I'm pretty
to
sure
go
that's a
there. And
Dr.
do you
Seuss book.
I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're boring! We're so fucking boring! We can't see past our own fucking reflection! That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda Western Game Company. Fuck your immersion. Fuck you having a good time. Fuck you falling into a world and just getting lost. No, no, no. Current fucking day. Fuck off.
I like the light.
You're
You remember those
boring.
Star Wars
You're
games with the
fucking
pew pew
dull.
guns?
You have nothing to say.
You remember the
are a
Lego Star Wars games with the pew pew guns?
one-sized-mind twat waffle.
Huh?
You remember this Lego Star Wars
That's
games
all
with the
you
pew guns?
fucking are!
Pew pew guns? The sound
Oh
they would make?
yeah.
That's what it
You
sounds
fucking
like.
fucking sick.
Oh, it does.
You take everything we love, all our emotions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, fucking crap ideology into everything, every single solitary fucking thing.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The full context. You're not going to convince all the
And he
fucking
plays another
weirdos that
3
already have
hours. Can't you
pronouns
see
in their
that? He
bio
plays
on
another
Twitter
3
anyway. You're not
hours.
going to convince those freaks of anything. And I'm
Oh
not
my
trying to.
Do you
God.
see-
If
do you
you
see-
can at
did you
least
see that?
show
He plays another
people,
3
like,
hours.
I've always said
No,
this,
they're-
that whenever you do get in,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's number 2. He's up to like 4, if I'm not mistaken. The one that they're referencing is
Or
2. And he
and
played
yeah,
up
it's
to
around the
4.
2-hour mark. That's so
Yeah.
funny though.
All right. You wanna okay? And now there's now that you know all the context. Obviously this happened, I think, more towards the end of the week, if I'm not mistaken. This happened more towards middle week, more end of the week, something like that. And then he's obviously on FNT, and this blew up drastically. So they talk about an FNT. Do you want to see that?
Sure.
His reaction to the thing has kind of gone on. It's happened. I think maybe it's half a week to a week has passed by, and then it blew up on the internet. Got a lot more heat than anybody thought it was going to. Well, than he thought it was going to. And yeah, FNT rolls around, and this is one of the things they talk about. So
There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off, fuck that. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what?
Fucking pronouns! I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Current fucking day! Fuck off! We can't see past our own fucking reflection. That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda Western Game Company. Guess what? Twat waffle! That's all you fucking are! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Cause that's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! Fuck your immersion! And you wonder why people are getting so fucking sick! You take everything we love and you just can't help shovel your dog shit! Fucking crap! Ideology into everything! Every single solitary fucking thing!
Nerderotic.com.
I didn't think when Dan Vass fucked me up the ass it was gonna go viral.
might bring you some heat, though.
So basically, one guy a friend of theirs had watched the video and had clipped it and said this to him. Hey, dude, mind if I screen grab your epic rant about the Starfield woke BS and post it on Twitter? Might bring you some heat, though. Talk about the understatement of the year. He had people with millions of subscribers coming after him about this.
Might bring you some heat. Nothing says it doesn't matter than a massive fucking freak out campaign, cancel culture attempt by channels with millions of subscribers and millions of other people to tell me it doesn't matter.
I gotta say, this has been one of the craziest weeks I've ever seen, especially Sunday. And I think the 2 stars of the week are clearly Az and the Fellowship
Tom Brady.
and the 199. We have never seen anybody go so viral with in our community and getting the hate mob after them And it's a testament to every single person in this chat, every single person that follows each and every one of our channels. You all rallied together and you showed us all like there's nothing that we can face that you guys won't help us overcome. It really was something to see. Shout out to you, Az, and shout out to the chat.
Shout out to awesome. Yeah, nobody stuck their finger up to see which way the wind was blowing around here. We immediately had Az's back, as we should. And my bullshit did. It wasn't even in question. And that's the big difference from the before times and now. This is what it's evolved into because, like nobody said the culture war is good. We're in the fucking culture war, whether we like it or not. Yes. We are in it, and it's going to last a while, and it was never going to be fucking easy.
And I'll be totally honest, because, I try to be as much as possible. I'm just sat there like two, maybe 3 days in, and I'm just like, I'm being fucking nuked by channels with millions of fucking subscribers. Millions. 7-point-something million mood, Duda for million, angry fucking cum face. All of those fucking people, just bombs coming in. And I'm just stood there like, the fellowship's just like fucking shields everywhere. Just these bombs are like bouncing off, and I'm just like, holy fucking shit. So
and then Ackman's like, there's a lot of people saying I changed out there. I didn't change. Like,
whatever.
It's like, bro, dude.
Sorry, dude, are you feeling the heat? I'm fucking standing in the blast of fucking nuclear bombs, and I'm walking out with a fucking suntan. That's what I'm doing. And you're just there going, people are saying change. Do you know what I never heard once? Never heard once, as you've changed. Do you know what I've heard time and time again? Never change, as. Never change. He has to deal with himself now because if he ever puts a foot wrong, he's going to find himself in a very fucking lonely place.
There's a ton of screenshots from him saying a lot of stuff that all the people that are defending him are going to cancel him.
Yes, imagine having an entire career where you're criticizing video games and then you criticize Az for criticizing video games.
That's so ironic.
Bro.
This was not just about video games, though, because Az is in this circle that you guys talk about everything. And this ideology that he's talking about and referring to in his rant, it's not just video games. It was just like the match on the powder keg that lit Az up, So they're just taking that little thing and just assuming it's pronouns.
And that's what they're trying to spin it as.
Exactly. It's lazy.
Triggered over pronouns.
But it gets to a point, though, when you're being targeted by these people. Yeah, I said these people. When you have an 11.5-year body of work on YouTube, going from World of Warcraft into general video games, into pop culture, and you have these absolute fucking millions subscriber window lickers trying to condense you into a 2.5-minute rant. And I'm just like, if that's what you're trying to do, I ain't got fucking any time. I can't be pissed. I can't be like mad or shit like that because you're just showing you are a fucking idiot. That's all you're showing. So
there's another side to this, as that I think is really significant, because I know your rant wasn't just about pronouns. In the actual fact, like you were very clear, another thing that really is happening in media everywhere is, ambiguity, what was it, sexual ambiguity?
Gender ambiguity, yeah.
But what's really significant about this in particular is once upon a time, not too long ago, if you said something as tame as there are only two genders, you'll be banned off Twitter completely. Yeah. Right? And there has been not a lot of options for people who want to push back against this type of stuff to have a voice. And suddenly when your rant went viral, that actually, to me, was almost like a water break moment.
Well,
right?
Pronouns was trending, and it wasn't trending on like a couple thousand. It was 45,000 tweets.
Here in the UK, it was on 104,000.
Yeah.
That tweet that he put out about I'm trying to prevent people from inserting that was just such a massive mask off moment. And that's when I think a lot of people, I mean, he was getting the likes from the fucking pronoun posse, but that was the moment I think that people who actually knew him, the ones that would watch his content as opposed to the people who just clicking that like because he said the thing we do. That was a big mask off moment for them, and I think they saw exactly where
and
he
as
was.
he could feel it. You saw him in his own replies going, well, I agree with the sentiment, but not with the
backtrack. He agreed with Bethesda. He did his work for fucking Bethesda.
Yeah.
And then he had he was
good job,
pompous enough to go out. I am guarding our hobby. Oh, good for you, Mr. Hobby Guard.
Wait, did he just say he's gatekeeping? Did he just say he's gatekeeping?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. And just like Az said, nobody told Az he changed, meaning his fans, people that have followed him, but Actman himself said people were telling him he changed. The only people that can tell you you're changing are people that have been paying attention to you. So that means your own fans were telling you you've changed, and no one's telling Az that he changed. That says a lot about what's happening with you, Actman.
Jeremy, you've heard it. Everybody's heard it. Who's been comics division? Every meetup you go to, what do you hear the most? I thought I was alone. I thought I was alone.
That's true.
You're not crazy. They want you to think you're crazy. We are still the common sense is still the majority. And if you go and look at any of these meetups, it's not what anybody tries to make it out to be. And that's why, when some 2015 skeptics step into something that's not Anita Sarkeesian, they're out of their fucking element. They have no fucking idea what they're talking about, including Chris Gayrun. But I'm sorry.
That was the sentiment I noticed
I'm like,
as well.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, why are all these people my oldest son was watching 5 years ago popping off at Az? What the hell's going on?
Like, it's not a principle. They just say whatever they need to gain power.
Yeah,
and so they tell you can't do it, and then they do it themselves. That's why no one cared about the context. It fit like the story that, exactly like you said, like the story that they wanted to tell. And that's all they needed, because they know they've got every single person on their side. And so they will never be held accountable for their actions, no matter what they say about anybody.
It's moral blackmail is what it comes down to. It's like everybody else is for it. Why aren't you?
Yeah.
It's that peer pressure of moral blackmail.
Shame. I got message after message about trying to shame me. Oh, why would you do that? Oh, look at you. How old are you? Oh, look at those toys behind you. And you're shouting it. It was all about trying to shame you into silence. That's how they operate.
Well,
and the reason why they're trying to shame me into silence is because I fucking roared. That's why they're trying to shame me into silence. Fucking roared. Like a silverback, gorilla-shaped man.
Own that
Silverback,
shit,
baby.
Silverback, baby. That's
Gorillas are
right.
awesome.
Yeah,
The
they
one
were
thing we
calling
all
all
have in
kinds of
common: there
names.
is no shame to our game. Period. None. I have no shame about it. I have thousands of action figures hanging on my wall. That is not normal. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Yeah. Look, guys. Like I said, I've never felt the power that we actually have here together, and I think the word to use, if I can coin a certain Robert Meyer Burnett, is authenticity. I think that's the word. It's we are united with our authentic love of our franchises. We don't always agree all the time, and that's what makes it great, because that's fandom anyway, there is such an eclectic group of people within the fellowship, and we all have the franchises, the characters that we've just loved for so long now, and we just want nothing more than to have our entertainment and have our enjoyment returned to us the way that it has been for so long, and the way that it can be. But we're fighting against filth, and we're fighting against corporate filth. And I think this week, I think you guys have given us a lot of credit, because obviously it was the rant, but every single solitary person here in the chat, plus all the others, the wonderful channels, Razor Fist, Eric July, Robert Meyer Burnett, Chris Gore, everyone. These are people who have been fighting vehemently for what we love, and everyone is just as big a part as this getting out there to the sort of viral degree that it did. And I think a lot of people, a lot of just regular people, a lot of normie people have been just, woken up, not woke, but woken up. They've been like, I have felt this for a while now. And I think that's why I just think that's why, as a fellowship, we are just so strong together. And whereas we see, oh no, God, this is going on. Shut the fuck up. But whereas we see people, particularly content creators, just fucking each other over to get themselves ahead. Every single person here has had my back. The people who aren't here have contacted me, have made a video, have gone to bat, have raised their sword and shield and gone in there with these fucking absolute fucking window lickers. Disingenuous. They don't care about the franchises we care about. They have no interest. It's all self-aggrandizing. It's all personal gain. And I think that's what binds us as a fellowship, is we all love these things. We love Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek. We love our toys, Transformers, Lego, blah, blah. We love these things, and they do mean something to us. So when people call us man babies and all this kind of shit, sure, whatever you need to fucking deal with it. But this thing here, these things here, those things there, those books by Tolkien, etc., and these guys here and these gals here, and you mean everything, and they mean nothing. So thank you.
Nerderotic.com.
That was good.
That was a great speech.
Yeah. It got serious towards the end.
It did, yeah.
So this next video has to do with a lot of Ahsoka shills, to put it bluntly. Like, I know you liked it, and I know I didn't like it, but this is a compilation of people who just seem to love everything about it, for the most part. So, if that makes sense here. And this is specifically on episode 4. If we want to go watch, this guy apparently has a compilation of other episodes. It's kind of like your grandpa who's dying and is on his deathbed, but he's getting a little bit better, but he's not going to make it. Like, he's feeling better, but he's not going to make it. So you don't know whether it's the meds. You don't know if it's actually him healing up. You don't know.
Yeah.
But that's how it kind of feels. Like, this thing has been dying ever since.
It has.
Ever since at least since episode 8. Some people would even go as far to say episode 7 was the first symptoms of that sort of decline. And we kind of talked about it when we were very young.
Yeah.
That if they
I think episode 7 was like, okay, this was a good setup, because I told you it was a good setup.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It's a good setup, but it had no sustenance, and it relied on the next movie completely in order for it to be well received. Whereas 4, 5, and 6 didn't do that. 4, 5, and 6, and even 1, 2, and 3 stood on their own, but were part of a bigger story. This one completely didn't stand on its own and had to be part of a story that felt completely chopped to pieces and was trying to be put back together by a 2-year-old who had autism. That's how it felt. And it just didn't work out well. Because they didn't have a plan. And they didn't have a plan, it's fair to say that, because, well, even if they did, whatever plan they did have that George tried to give them, they completely ignored. J.J. Abrams had a plan for 8, and that completely went out the window when Rian Johnson wanted to do his own thing. And even if you say, well, that's not quite, that's still Disney's fault and Lucasfilm's fault for them letting Rian Johnson go in that direction, no matter how you slice it. They then decided to try to course correct making Rise of Skywalker, which pissed off even more people, because now you had everybody that liked Last Jedi and everybody that hated Last Jedi hating Rise of Skywalker. Or at least a good portion of them. I'm pretty sure there's a few that liked it. It's kind of like transgenders. You might find one in every 1,000, but you're not really going to find that many. And what I'm saying might even be an open representation. All right. That is it for this episode of Galactic Reviews. Join us next time and we'll do some other reaction shenanigans. And we'll see you next time on Galactic Reviews.
Bye.